Warning, I want to preface that I'm in no way an expert in the mods presented, and there is always something that can be learned. I will answer questions to the best of my knowledge and may refer you to other parties to answer those questions. So please enjoy. What is up, people? Welcome to a video about explaining mods. Yes, today we're going to look into Applied Energistics. Applied Energistics, a mod that is super useful but needs to be understood better. Today, the topic that we're going to talk in Applied Energistics are the channels and how to manage them. Because a lot of people seems to be having issues to understand how the channels works and how you can have a system that is super powerful. It is simple, but you need to understand the basics first. So we're going to get into that. The first things we're going to see is the controller. The controller is the main power of your channels, because this can be expanded to up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 blocks. When you go to 8, it's going to break. You could go in a different direction, but you cannot go more than 7 in length on any of the axes. You could, however, do something like this and get even more channels. Each side of a controller will be 32 channels. So that means that you have 32 here, 32 there, 32 here, 32 here, here, and well, you can't have 32 over there because it's connected. But you do have a lot of channels. With this in mind, the best way to go is to use the dense cables. The dense cables will go for 32 channels on each side. Again, that's why you would use dense cable. It's because there's 32 on this side, so use a dense cable to take the 32 possibilities. Then you will go to the smaller ones, which are the normal cables, and they are 8 channels. It is important that you respect this rule of the number of channels, or it could cause an issue on your line or even the whole system at some point. If you would have more things connected, it would block one of your items here or even in another branch of your system from working, which is not something that you would like. So the best trick is to always use the smart cables. The smart cables are made like this with redstone and glowstone. You just need to have a normal cable with wool. It's going to give you a covered, and then you can turn it into smart. The same thing goes for the dense cables. When you have a dense cable, it's pretty much covered cable with redstone and glowstone. So these are the real basics. What I have here are all the items that don't need channels and the items that need channels. So let's start with the ones that don't need channels. In this list, you will have the toggle bus, the inverted and the normal one. You will have the charger, which pass power through, and this is something I wanted to show. It's connect through machines, so it will send the power through the one at the top, but it does not take a channel. So you can see now I have charged Certus quartz. So it goes up. The same thing will go for the molecular assemble. No channels, but it passes electricity. And the same thing for the entrapper. No channels, but will pass electricity. You will have here the energy acceptors, any energy cells, and the crystal growth accelerator. Those do not need channels. You also have this one, which is a little bit, one that not a lot of people uses. It is the illuminated panel. It does not take a channel. Here you have a big machine, the quantum ring, which is pretty much their wireless version of AE. This thing does not take a channel. But if you have something on the other side, this is connected through, so this cable comes and goes there through the wireless. If you have one channel here, it will count as a channel on the other side. But if you don't have a channel here, 0, it does not count as a channel. So these are all the blocks that you can place in your system that do not take any channels. There's other blocks that don't take any channels, but they don't need to be actually connected to the machine, to your system. So these here are the ones that take channels, and they all take one channel. That is the trick. Everything takes one channel. It won't take more than that. Over here you have the screens that exist. All of them takes one channel each. There's also the conversion monitor, which you can see which is in your system. It will take one channel. You have the export bus, the import bus, the P2P tunnel, the storage bus, annihilation plane and formation plane also take one. The level emitter, which is probably the smallest thing that takes a channel in here. You have the security terminal, your wireless access point, and your crafting storage. Your crafting storage will be for auto crafting, and one storage can be made of multiple blocks, but will take one channel only. It does not matter the number of blocks that you have, it will take one channel. Over here we have the spatial I/O port, the interface, the ME drive, the I/O port, the ME chest. All of these again take one channel, but the blocks in AE are a little bit different too, because let's say they are not connected through a cable. They will still work together for full blocks like these. So you can see I've got 4 channels here because there's 4 machines connected to each other. And over here, you see I'm asking for a dense cable, and it is possible it's giving it to me because it is in the system over here. I can also put items in, and they will go in our storage that is over there. So these blocks will talk to each other even though they're not connected through a cable. This can sometimes cause an issue. So if, let's say, we have a couple of these, like so. Now we have 8. If I place this thing here, now we have 8, but there's 9 machines. So you do understand, you need to understand the fact that since they talk to each other, they act like a small cable. They can only take 8 channels. So this is important to think about when you build your AE. You need to have a number of machines that can talk to each other without having too many machines talking to each other. So this is the only thing you need to know about channels, except the fact that you can trick the system into thinking you have storage somewhere else so that you don't use all your channels on your storage. But this will be talked in another video, talking about subnetwork and subnetwork storage. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like. If you loved it, don't forget to subscribe. And if you want anything to be featured on this series, don't forget to let me know in the comment section below, and I will try to make a video about it if there's enough content to talk about. I could also just answer you in the comments, and that is it. I'll see you next time, guys. Bye-bye.